Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Scorpio, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for March the 2nd to the 8th. Third month of 2020 already, guys, is going fast. This week we have the Unbound Oracle card for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Four of Swords, the Hierophant, Knight of Wands, Two of Wands, and the Devil. So we see a very definite theme here of releasing what has held you back. And this could be, from far back, such as things we've inherited from our families, beliefs, limiting beliefs from traditions, things that have come down through generations, or, it can be just, things from relationships, from workplaces, from institutions, and that sort of thing. So we have the Hierophant here. Either way, there is a time of now going your own way and really contemplating what you want for your future. And I think when you make that shift, there's going to be no holding you back. And we have that big coin, that beautiful Ace of Pentacles that wants to come in for you. So let's start off with the Oracle card, Unbound. Releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than now. Take a look at the patterns in your life that you're ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is a life in which you free yourself from the trauma of lives past. Or the current life, guys, it's not limited to that. But like in your recent past here, I'm definitely seeing these two together. Now the Devil came out with the Five of Wands, and we have the Hierophant here, which is also the number 5. So here we see, a situation of conflict in some kind of institutionalized setting. So, the Hierophant can be, in our, workplace. It can be in our the tradition of or institution of committed relationship or marriage. The Hierophant can be our, boss or mentor or an older colleague in the workplace. The Hierophant can stand for, our family setting and maybe the traditions and values that were imposed on us by our parents through generations and that kind of thing. Now, but the Devil energy is about, the fact that this is potentially holds an amount of toxicity for you or is not serving you in some way. The Devil is the chains that hold us back. It is the things that keep us small, the things that maybe keep us under an illusion. So maybe this is about the fact that, you may have been under the spell or illusion of somebody else's values that you had to take on when you married a certain person that your family have handed down to you, and you might be going through a period of, actually, I don't think that fits for me, but what next? Who am I? Maybe it's caused you to come into conflict with people with that Five of Wands energy. That Five of Wands energy can be, the petty arguments, maybe in the workplace about whose way of doing things is better, who's right or wrong, or it can be, battling it out about traditions and values within your family environment. Gosh, many of us have that, where we see things differently, where maybe, people in a family are, quite attached to the old way of doing things, to tradition, and are not seeing the new way and, making positive changes. So that's what I'm really seeing here. Now, the Devil energy is about, the fact that there can be a codependency. There could be even addiction that's come through the family line. It's that kind of energy. Now, the thing with the Devil energy is that, these are the lovers here chained to the Devil at the front of the card. Now, they could free themselves because these bindings, these chains, are loose enough for them to get over their heads, but they choose to stay there. So what is the payoff for you staying in this situation, Scorpio? That's what you need to ask yourself. And it could be, if you're dealing with family members, that you don't want to rock the boat, right? You don't want to start conflict within your family unit. So maybe you choose to kind of go along with it and be agreeable and agree with somebody else's values or ideas. In the workplace, it could look like not wanting to, speak up against colleagues, because when you do, this is what it results in, backstabbing, gossip, corporate politics, that kind of thing. Same could be said in a relationship. You want to keep the peace. You don't want that kind of arguing and that one-upmanship and that, tit for tat kind of back and forth sort of argumentative energy. So that's what I'm seeing here. But the thing is that it's unsustainable over time to stay in a situation where you're either, undermining your own values or selling out in a way. And that's why the devil, he has these bat wings, saying that over time, that sort of sense of toxicity bubbling away in you can suck your life force energy. Sometimes we end up actually believing the illusion. Maybe at the start we were like, oh, no way. But then we start buying into it and it starts to become our values. So it's good to release it before that comes up. Now, at number 5, 5 is a number of conflict in the tarot and in numerology. And I always say that, 5 is also the number of change. So for me, the antidote to the conflict is change, inspired action and change. So we have a lot of Wands energy, which is that sense of needing to take action, needing to, make positive progress forward. So obviously, guys, it's a general reading. That situation will be really different for all of you. But I'm also strongly sensing maybe some kind of conflict around spiritual values as well for some of you. So, that's potentially it's time to either, have a conversation with somebody, bring that to a head, or, just quietly step away and disengage from it. You don't actually need to necessarily, talk it out with somebody. It can just be, well, I'm going to retreat my energy. I don't need to engage with that anymore. I just need to step away and focus on my own life now. Now we have the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Wands here. And the 4 of Swords shows somebody who is taking a momentary pause from life to recollect themselves, to regather their energy, especially after a time where you might have been a bit drained and fatigued through this. There may also have been some hurts, especially if you are dealing with family, and there might have been some arguments or a bit of a showdown. We have the link to the 3 of Swords here. So this could be a little bit of a healing time, going off to lick old wounds. But you're also, really regathering a new sense of direction, a new battle plan. That's why we see the 4th sword underneath here. It's that, piece of energy or inspiration that's left. And when you're sort of ready to come back to the world, that is waiting for you. So it's a good week to maybe take a little bit of time out to reflect on the situation and to think about what's your next steps. If you are going to leave a job or a workplace, where are you headed to now? Maybe some of you are going to step away from a relationship. Obviously, that's going to be, a really big life step and life change for you. If you are, shaking off the spiritual traditional values, passed down from a family line, this is about you now starting to explore who you really are. The 2 of Wands can be a life review card and a card of, really figuring out which way you're going to go next. And the 2 of Wands, the message with it is, are you really willing to step beyond your comfort zone into the unknown to seek new territory, new fertile pastures? But you do have that whole world in your hands. The world is really your oyster, Scorpio, and you can create whatever you want for your life. We have 2 characters in this reading grasping the Ace of Wands. So it's saying everything that you desire is really just, a series of inspired actions away. So start now. What is the first piece that you need to put into place? What is the first plan you need to make? Maybe it's time to, untether this wand of the past and just let it fall, because you're all about, forward vision and focus now. This person here has turned their back on the past, turned their back on this toxic energy, and is now wishing to move forward in a positive direction. Can be, that feeling of being at a crossroads as well, or on the, about to cross a threshold into something much greater. And that's exactly what I see here, because we have the beautiful Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So the Ace of Pentacles often comes in for somebody who has, literally crossed a threshold, climbed a mountain, walked a path, or left a darker time. And it's kind of like the universal reward that comes in. I feel that, you know, that universal balance sheet always adds up. And it's like when we release a situation that's not serving us or has become toxic, it's almost like the universe gets the memo and then the rewards start coming in. I mean, how many people do you know that have had a painful ending or a painful situation in their life, ended a relationship, walked away from a career that had a lot of good things about it, but there was a fundamental thing holding them back. And then within a few months, they've topped it and they are, you know, living their best life, or they've found something even greater. It's that kind of energy, and that's what I really sense here with that, is that there's something far greater about to come in. Now with the Knight of Wands here, again, it's that reminder to take inspired action, because when things like the Ace of Pentacles come in, they are the seeds of change, of possibility and opportunity. They're not fully developed, offers. So, you know, when you recognize that you need to, you know, take the action, that can be, you know, if you're looking for a new job, this could be having the conversation with somebody who says, oh, I know someone who's looking, and it's something that's perfectly lined up for you. You would then need to prepare your CV, resume, you know, go and network with the people, you know, talk to them, that sort of thing. So it's about taking the action in the right direction. It can be an offer of stability. You know, we also have the Knight of Wands here, who, you know, the Knights really can be, they can be the messengers. This can be a passionate offer coming in that can lead to great stability in your life for the right reasons, rather than, you know, stability built on traditions or toxicity that's been passed down by other people. We have the nod to manifestation here with the 3 sand dunes. So this is about you creating, you know, that passionate, solid life that you've always really wanted for yourself. So it's really beautiful energy. But we need to, you know, take the action to nurture and water those aces, those seeds, so that they can then grow and expand into, you know, that 10 of Pentacles reality that we so desire. It can be a little, you know, financial windfall as well. Don't rule that out. That can be, represented by the Ace of Pentacles. But either way, you know, you're forging ahead in a new direction after releasing some kind of soul contract, karmic contract. This is about forward vision, and I feel like after this pause this week, you're going to be ready to run with it. There's going to be no holding you back, and you're going to be charging forward onto your new, you know, into your new, the new frontier. That's the word I was looking for. This is a new territory for you. You're starting a new frontier, or a whole new chapter that's full of passion, full of solidity, in the right direction. So Scorpio, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I do wish you all the best with it this week. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't resonate with everyone, but there's always a piece for everyone in every reading. And feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.